Stay close. What's up and welcome from the Herman Athletic Center on the campus of William Peace University in downtown Raleigh, North Carolina. USA South men's basketball action to get us started, as it will be a doubleheader between the men and the women here at William Peace this evening, and an interesting one right off the bat. Pfeiffer, the Falcons, in town at 9-11 on the season, 5-9 in USA South Conference competition this season. The highest scoring team in the conference runs a very, very up-tempo style, and they are welcomed by your William Peace University Pacers. 10 wins, 11 losses, 6-7 in the conference. 7 wins, 4 losses here at the Herm, flexing that home court advantage, especially as of late. Pacers bounced back, got one of 2 over the weekend. A loss on Saturday, but a win on the road at Berea on Sunday for their 3rd away victory of the season. And the last time these two met, it was on January 2nd. Pacers took that one 118-113 in Meisenheimer at Pfeiffer, without Trey Bryant for much of the game. He played 12 minutes, had a pretty severe ankle sprain that sidelined him for the remainder of the game, but he's at center court ready to tip things up for the Pacers this afternoon. He's joined in their all whites with black and green trim by what has become the typical starting lineup for your Pacers. A couple of freshmen, Don Tyrell and John Ingram, in the lineup. Mikal Gaylord, the junior out of Durham, running point guard as the tip goes up and then comes back down. So we'll re-rack it. They're joined by Camden Ferguson as the Pacers operate from my right to left. Pfeiffer from my left to right. 0 for 2 so far on the tip. We'll get another one up. Kyle Ridley, the senior, at midcourt with Trey Bryant as well. He's joined by Josiah Avington, Ty Jarek, Simmons, Craig Sabb, and Nolan Whitner, as finally Bryant comes away with the tip, gets it back into the backcourt to Mikal Gaylord. Quick pass to the right wing. Ferguson pulls up, top of the circle, nothing but net. Good start for the Pacers. Ferguson, best three-point shooting player on the team at about 39%, registers his first to make it 3-0. 20 seconds in. Pass to the right corner and a drive on the baseline, but a foul on Mikal Gaylord. First personal, first team for William Peace, and Pfeiffer will toss it in underneath their own basket as Ty Simmons triggers it in. Shooting for that far corner, it was knocked away. No, last touched by Pfeiffer. So it goes back to William Peace. 19:40 left on the clock. And a quick reset of the shot clock. Pfeiffer runs an extremely fast pace. They dictate the tempo of the game, or at least that was the case when they were home in this series. Gaylord to the top of the circle, gives left side with a one-handed pass. Handoff to Ingram on the wing. Dribbles inside and pulls up at the free throw line. Gets it to rattle in. 5-0 Pacers with the lead. 19:20 left in the first. Craig Sabb drives right side. Stutter step in the lane, had it knocked away, but retrieves it, goes to the left corner, and a three-point shot thuds off the front side of the rim by Avington. Rebound goes down to the Pacers. Ingram near sideline, heaves it to the right wing. One dribble, step back. Ferguson too far on the three-point shot. It's off the far side of the cylinder. Rebounded. Ridley to the other side in the right corner, and a three-point shot buried by Ty Simmons. Brings it within 2 for Pfeiffer. Ferguson on the other side, hands to Ingram on the wing, cutting, Bryant, and the foul, it rolls in for 2. 7-3, Pacers with a 4-point lead. Bryant with a chance to make it one more, and the clock stops at 18:45 remaining here in the first half. Credit John Ingram on the assist. Quick touch pass to hit a cutting Trey Bryant, who goes to the free throw line to shoot one and one only free throw. Bryant, a 65% shooter from the stripe this season, floats it up, and it rolls in. 8-3, Pacers. Full court pass. Avington on the right wing. They swing it around left side. Back up to the right wing. Another 3 off the near side of the rim. In stride, Gaylord picks it up, and here come the Pacers. Tosses it back to Ferguson at the three-point line to the right wing. Ingram back to Ferguson. Quick to shoot, and it's in! Cam Ferguson with his second three-point make, and it's 11-3 Pacers. On the other end, Avington driving right side, pulls up at the three-point line, dishes to the top of the key, crossover dribble, and a layup attempt from the right side of the basket by Sabb. Rolls off the front end, and the rebound goes down to the Pacers. Gaylord bodied up as he enters the front court, and a foul called as it will be charged to Ty Simmons, the sophomore of Roanoke Rapids. That's the second team foul on Pfeiffer. And they'll get a couple of substitutions. Blake Ziske, the freshman, checks in, as does Gabe Miller, the junior guard, in the backcourt. Gaylord on the inbound pass at the far sideline. Gives to the far corner. Ferguson bounces it back out to Gaylord. With his left, dribbling to the left of the offense. Handoff on the wing. Ingram waves it above his head to the far corner. Bryant, set shot, the three rolls in. Another tray for William Peace, and it's 14-3. Miller dishes to the left wing for Pfeiffer. Back to Miller toward midcourt to reset the offense. Switches places with Ziske, matched up against Gaylord. Overhead pass up top, and it's Evan Fauché. Gives to the right side. Three-point missed off the front side by Talon Rowe, and it's rebounded by Trey Bryant. Gaylord crossover into the front court to Ingram on the right wing. Couple of dribbles back to Ferguson on the left side. One dribble back behind the three-point line he goes, and it's off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Ziske. 17-15 to go in the first. To the right wing, Fauché back up top. Ziske drives with his left, has it rejected by Trey Bryant, and it's pulled in at the perimeter by Pfeiffer. Back around they go, top of the key. Miller dribbles to the right, hands to Ziske in the corner. Back up top, Fauché for three. It rattles off the far side. Jason Dudley flies in for the rebound and gets an outlet to Gaylord for William Peace. 16:45 to play in the first half. To the right corner, Bryant directing traffic underneath, kicks back up to Gaylord. They swing it left wing to John Ingram. One dribble to the far corner. High screen was set by Bryant. Gaylord catches, pump fake on the three. Hands to Bryant, another screen. Bryant for three, and it's in. My, William Peace on fire to get this one started. 17-3 the score. 16 minutes, 32 seconds remaining, and a timeout, Pfeiffer. Pacers with a 14-point lead as they are 6 of 8 from the field, 4 of 6 from three-point range. Of their 6 baskets, 4 of them have been assisted. And they are yet to turn it over. Productive play, very efficient right out of the gate. And head coach Pete Shuck in his first season ahead of Pfeiffer University. Got a quick word in with his team, and Gabe Miller brings it up the floor to run the offense. Quickly to Ziske in the left corner. Pump fake, drives, gets to the block, and just a touch of body contact by Trey Bryant on the miss. Draws the foul, so Ziske will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Tyson Sellers now in for the Pacers. He checked in during the timeout, as did Trey McClain. Gaylord and Ferguson off the floor for the Pacers for the time being, as Paul Dunlap knelt at midcourt to check in following the first free throw. Ziske gets it to roll through to make it 17-4. Trey Bryant replaced by Dunlap after the one foul. Ziske's second of 2, thuds off the front side of the rim, and is squeezed by Trey McClain for the rebound. Pacers with it on the other end. McClain hands to Sellers on the right wing. Jab step right. Dribbles to the top of the key, picks up and gives to McClain. Back to Sellers. Top of the circle. Pump fake on a 3. Drives left side. Alters his shot and is fouled on the layup. Missed off the left side of the rim, as Talon Rowe was in on the action to give Tyson Sellers a couple of free throws. Clock stops, 16:04 left in the first half. 17-4, a 13-point Pacers lead. Sellers, the leading scorer for your Pacers, dials up his first of 2 free throws, and it rattles through. 18-4. Sellers, an 85% free throw shooter on the season. Very impressive from the stripe. Buries the second, and it's 19-4. 16 minutes to play in the first half. Miller running point guard for Pfeiffer against McLean. Dribbles to the right. Top of the circle. Handoff. Ziske. Catch. Fire. Shoot. And it's in. 19-7. 12-point Pacers lead. McLean on the other end. Gives right side to Sellers. Dudley with a high screen. Cuts instead. Gives over to Ingram on the right corner. And a line drive shot. Buried. Nothing but net. 22-7 as Ingram's on the board for the first time today. 15:30 to play until half. Miller receives the handoff. Running the offense. Matched up by McLean. Hands to Ziske. No three-point shot this time. Dribbles to the right side. Through his legs. Picks up. Overhead pass. Top of the circle. Now into the corner. And a three-point shot rolls in off of the hands of Rowe. And Pfeiffer's in double figures now. 22-10. 15-10 to play. 5 Falcons awaiting the next stoppage to enter the game. McLean for the Pacers. Crossover, drives to the left side, kicks it out. Dunlap's three from the right corner, rattles in and out. Offensive board for Dudley. Up and not there, but a follow by John Ingram flying through the lane. Makes it 24-10. Pacers with the lead. Miller kicks out. Rowe on the other end. Another three falls for Taylor Rowe, and it's 24-13 now. Pacers ahead by 11 with 14:37 and ticking down in the first half. McLean dribbles behind his back on the left wing. Gives up top to Dudley. Overhead pass to the right side. Ingram, jab step, one dribble to his left and gives back on the left wing to McLean. Driving against Ziske. Has it poked away and stolen by Blake Smith. And Pfeiffer now in transition to Miller, left side. Ziske. Pump fake on a long three-point attempt, or what would have been, and they'll pull back toward midcourt to Miller on the right side. 14:09 to play. Miller drives left, and it rolls in. Puts up the floater with his right and gets it to fall through to bring it within single digits. 24-15. 14 minutes remaining in the first half as McLean crosses midcourt for the Pacers. And receiving direction from head coach Claude Shields will slow things down. Cuts right by Ziske on the right side. Bounces out to Dudley. Pump fake. Drive through the lane. Hard layup attempt off the far side of the backboard, but Dudley there with a putback to put it in for two. 26-15. 13:35 left in the first. Gabe Miller all alone at the top of the circle. Set shot and buries the three. 26-18. William Peace leading. McLean crosses from right to left. Dump underneath between two defenders, and Dunlap with an easy lay-in for two. 28-18. 13:17 to play in the first half. To the right wing. Quickly moving it down the floor. Pfeiffer misses long on the three by Blake Smith, but a long rebound at the perimeter. Gabe Miller crosses from left to right, and a whistle blown toward midcourt as a foul is called against Trey McLean. And that brings us to the media timeout. This is actually the under 16 media timeout with 13:07 to play. A long string of continuous action prior to this break. And it's a 10-point Pacers lead, 28-18, 13:07 until half. It's not often you get to the first media timeout in a men's college basketball game and a team has 7 players in the scoring column. 11 scorers combined between both of these teams. 28-18, Pacers ahead by 10 over the Falcons of Pfeiffer, as Pfeiffer inbounds it from the far sideline with starters back into the contest. Ty Simmons dribbles into the free throw line, picks up, gives out to Ridley. A long three on a step back off the back of the iron, rebounded in the corner, and Pfeiffer again with another chance. Craig Sabb catches a high pass at the top of the key, drives right side, alters in midair. A nifty move to bank it in for 2 and make it 28-20. Quickly now, the Pacers onto the other end. To Sellers on the left wing. Floats it underneath. Bryant finds himself some space and banks it in from the right side. 30-20. Pacers lead by 10. 12:25 until the break. Handoff to Ridley at the top of the key. The senior leads the conference in scoring. He drives left side, puts up an awkward shot off the far side of the backboard. Batted away by Sellers and boarded eventually by Mikal Gaylord. Back to Sellers as the Pacers enter the front court. High screen, step back, 3 from the left side. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Tyson Sellers makes it 33-20. 12 to play. Crossover from right to left through the lane goes Ty Simmons. A nifty lay-in from the left side with his right. 11-point Pacers lead. Gaylord on the other side gives to Ferguson on the right wing. Back to Gaylord with a handoff. Ferguson in the corner, dumps it on the block. Bryant looking underneath, kicks back up top. Gaylord fires up a 3. It's off the back of the iron. Rebound goes down to Trey Bryant, and he lays it in with his right. Ridley was on the floor, was bumped as he tried to go get the rebound himself, and it's 35-22, 11:25 to play in the first half. Ridley, top of the circle, dribbles to the left side, hands off to Avington. Behind the back, dribble, and a step back at the free throw line. Puts it off the back of the rim, and the rebound goes down to Mikal Gaylord, who showed good balance. He was bumped by his defender, Jacoby Bailey. Drives left side against Bailey this time. Too strong on the layup attempt, but the rebound at the top of the key goes to Ferguson. Quick pass to Gaylord on the right side, and it's batted away out of bounds. Last touched by Pfeiffer as Sabb was the defender. And we've reached the second media timeout just like that. 10:57 to play in the first half. It's already 35-22 in what has been a very fast-paced game thus far. Trey Bryant leads the way. He's perfect from the field. 4 for 4, including a three-point shot. He's also 1 of 1 from the free throw line and has 10 points to lead all scorers. He's the only one in double figures as the Pacers lead by 13 with 11 minutes to play here in the first half. William Peace ahead on a Pfeiffer, welcoming them to the Herm. 35-22, 10:57 left in the first half. Pfeiffer averages just under 100 points per game, but they're coming off of their lowest output of the season. Playing at Maryville, they were held to just 60 points. Pacers with the ball in their own front court. Gaylord on the inbound on the far sideline. Gets to the midcourt logo. Bryant hands back to Gaylord. A quick zip pass over to the left side. Ingram, pro hop into the lane. Hand off to Don Tyrell. Overhead pass, gets it to the right corner. Cam Ferguson, nothing doing, gives back to Gaylord. 10 to shoot for the Pacers. Bryant catches at the right block and fires it up off the near side of the rim. A foul called against Pfeiffer. That'll be Gabe Miller, who is charged with the personal foul. That's his third, team third for Pfeiffer. And again, team fourth rather for Pfeiffer. And Trey Bryant goes back to the free throw line to shoot 2 more for the Pacers. He's 1 for 1 there this evening with 10:40 to play in the first half. Well short on that one. It just barely grazed the front of the rim. Right around a 65% free throw shooter on the season. Bryant now 1 for 2, shooting his second. Ricochets off the back of the rim. Ridley pulls in the rebound for Pfeiffer in the far corner. Look to pull up from 3. Instead, kicks back outside for a 3 to an open teammate. Craig Sabb puts it off the back of the iron, and Bryant comes away with the rebound, his third of the afternoon. Hand off to Gaylord. Picks up his dribble, top of the key, has it knocked away and batted out of bounds. Pfeiffer can't retrieve it. So instead, the Pacers will toss it in just in front of the Falcons bench and retain possession. Shot clock at 22. Don Tyrell checks out, Jason Dudley in for the Pacers. Not much of an offensive threat, but a tremendous rebounder for William Peace. Inbound goes to the top of the circle. Ingram hands off to Gaylord, and they'll reset the offense. 10-14 to play in the first half. 13-point Pacers lead. Bounce pass to the right side. Ferguson overheads it left to Gaylord. Through his legs. Mismatch now underneath. They're looking for Bryant. Instead, Ingram goes to the far corner, and Jason Dudley, the intended target, doesn't come away with it. Craig Sabb reels it in, but stepped out of bounds. So again, another inbound pass for the Pacers, but because possession changed hands, a new shot clock for William Peace as it's reset at 30 seconds. Game clock stopped at 10:01. And a substitution for William Peace. Trey Bryant checks out. Trey McClain, the backup point guard, back in. Want to take extra care of the basketball, so he and Gaylord put into the lineup at the same time. He catches the inbound pass, gives to Dudley up top of the circle, hand off to Cam Ferguson, no space to shoot. As Ferguson bounces it right, Gaylord loses his handle, stolen away, Sabb for Pfeiffer, and the Falcons have numbers. Kick, left side, three, long off the far side of the rim, and a high rebound pulled in by John Ingram. So a quick possession for Pfeiffer, and William Peace has it back. 9:33 left in the first. Ingram on the right wing, crosses, drives right side, floats it up from the block, puts it off the front of the rim, gets his own rebound, but a scrappy play by Gabe Miller, got a couple of paws on it and forced the shared possession. Jump ball gives it back to Pfeiffer with 9:26 left in the first. As Sellers checks back in for William Peace, and Mikal Gaylord will get a breather. Sellers, the leading scorer for the Pacers this season, has 5 on 1 of 1 from 3. He also hit a couple of free throws so far in this one. Jacoby Bailey checks out for Pfeiffer as Taylon Rowe comes back in. A couple of big three-point shots to get Pfeiffer back in it earlier in the first half. Pass to the top of the key, and a traveling violation on Kyle Ridley as he jetted toward the basket. One step too many before he put it on the floor, and it gives it back to the Pacers with 9:17 to play in the first. 35-22, William Peace with the lead. McClain running point guard across midcourt. Stutter step, drives from the top of the circle, floats it up with his right, and it thuds off the right side of the rim. Pulled in by Ridley, who pushes the tempo on the other side. Through his legs in the lane. One-handed give to the left corner, and the three buried by Taylon Rowe. He's been sensational from deep, and he pulls it within 10, 35-25 on his third three-point make. 8:47 left in the first. Pacers work it around the perimeter. Sellers from the right wing. Drives, puts it up with his left. Too strong, but a rebound pulled in by Jason Dudley. And a couple of hands in on it by Taylon Rowe. Another jump ball, but this time it stays with the Pacers as Cam Ferguson checks out. Don Tyrell in. Maurice Kennedy will see his first action of the contest in favor of John Ingram, who jogs toward the sideline. Kennedy, a senior, has been embattled with injuries the past couple of years. Really improved his shooting stroke coming into this season. McClain on the inbound underneath the Pacers' own basket. Finds Sellers in the near corner. Driving right side against Sabb, is jabbed in the lane just before he put the shot up. We'll see if he was rewarded the free throws, and yes, the ruling is that he was in the act of shooting. Sabb commits his second personal foul, team 5th on Pfeiffer, and Sellers back to the stripe to shoot 2 more. He's 2 for 2 and shoots 85% on the season. First is up. It rattles in off the right side of the rim. 36-25. 11-point lead for William Peace. 8:34 until the break. Sellers now with 6. Dials up his second of 2. Nothing but net. 12-point Pacers lead. Inbound goes to Gabe Miller. Lost his handle at midcourt. Pulled it back in, but it's stolen away. Poked by McClain. Reeled in by Sellers, and then his pass intercepted by Kyle Ridley. A jam on the other side with a foul on Tyson Sellers. Craig Sabb caught it and immediately elevated with one hand. Sellers was all over him. And the charged Pacer not happy with the aftermath of that. So we've seen direction. The foul call is on Sellers, but a technical charged to Craig Sabb following his emphatic dunk. So instead of him just casually walking up to the free throw line to try and complete the three-point play, that will have to wait. Tyson Sellers stands all alone to my left to shoot free throws himself. Puts it up off the left side of the rim, and it rolls off the front side. He'll get one more. That's Sellers' first miss. He's 4 of 5 from the line. 85% shooter on the season. Buries the second and makes it 38-27. So now he will rejoin the other 9 players on the other side of the floor. And Sabb will get his chance at the line, but he'll only shoot one, trying to complete the three-point play. 8:23 left in the first half, 38-27. Sabb's free throw is up. He now has 5. That was his first free throw of the evening. Sabb averages 16.5 points per game. Very reliable from the line, 81%, one of the better marks in the conference. Pacers now leading by 10, 8:15 to play in the first half. Kennedy with it on the right wing. Surveying the scene, picks up his dribble and gives to Sellers on the right. Step back in the corner. Sellers passes up on the 3, gives to Dudley, top of the key to Kennedy on the left wing. Puts up the 3, rattles off the near side of the rim. Ridley with the rebound for Pfeiffer. Hands off in the left corner for 3. Errant shot off the top of the backboard. The miss by Drew Cone, pulled in by Tyson Sellers. And now the Pacers with it with under 8 until the break. Sellers drives right side, altering his shot. He had it knocked away with contact, but reeled it in. And a finger roll from the far side of the rim, banks it in for 2. He'll get a chance at 3 the hard way, but not until after the under 8 media timeout. 7:44 left in the first half, 40-28. Pacers with the lead, and Sellers with a chance to extend it by 1 on the other side. Huddles break, 7:44 left in the first half. Darren Vaught with you on the Pacers Sports Network. Pacers ahead by 12, 40-28. After the foul committed by Blake Ziske, his first personal. That's the 8th team foul on Pfeiffer. It was on the shot that Tyson Sellers made. A chance to complete the three-point play for the Pacers' leading scorer, who now has matched Trey Bryant's 10 points for the evening. 85% on the season. 5 of 6 from the stripe so far. Sends it up, and it's in. Nothing but net. 41-28. 13-point Pacers lead. Gabe Miller brings it up the floor for Pfeiffer. Hand off to his left. Ridley, a long 3. Too short off the iron and pulled in by McClain in the far corner for the Pacers. Passes it forward. Sellers! No hesitation. Fires up the 3, and it's 44-28. Nothing but net. He has 14. Miller swinging around to the left side. Ridley in the corner. Gives back up top. Miller, 3 off the front side of the rim and rolls in and out. And another rebound for William Peace. McClain gives to the far sideline. Sellers bounces it underneath to Don Tyrell, who is hip-checked on his way underneath the basket. Goes sliding into the padding at the baseline as it's knocked away out of bounds, last touched by Pfeiffer with 7:06 left in the first half. 44-28, a 16-point Pacers lead. They're out rebounding the Falcons 20-9, and that's the one thing if you're going to fire up a lot of shots, as the inbound pass from Gaylord goes to the left corner. Sellers falling away. Hits it, nothing but net, 47-28. He's on fire with 17, a layup on the other side, and a foul called. It rolls off the far side of the rim. Trey Bryant will be charged with his second. As it's team foul number 5 on William Peace, and it sends Ty Simmons, the sophomore, to the free throw line to shoot 2. His first is up and rolls through as Cam Ferguson into the contest for William Peace. Jason Dudley makes his way toward midcourt as well. Simmons, an 84% free throw shooter, but can't hit on the second. It rolls off the left side, rebounded by Bryant. Handoff to Gaylord, 6:50 to play in the first half. Gaylord dribbles to his right, gives to Ingram on the wing. Now underneath, back to the basket. One dribble. Falling away, Trey Bryant draws contact and is fouled again on the miss. So Trey Bryant will get a couple of free throws for William Peace, as that foul goes against Nolan Whitner, the senior from Vail, North Carolina. Started the contest and just re-entered in that last timeout. Bryant to the line, 47-29. Pacers with the lead, 6:43 until halftime. Bryant's first is up, floating, sticks to the front of the rim and falls outward. He's now 1 for 4 from the stripe, but a perfect 4 for 4 from the field. 10 points, 4 rebounds for Trey Bryant, shooting about 65% from the stripe this season. His second of 2. Good rotation, and it rolls through. 19-point Pacers lead. Bryant visibly frustrated with himself as he checks out in favor of Jason Dudley. Just 2 for 5 from the free throw line, but Pacers ahead by 19. Miller gives to the right corner. Driving baseline and from underneath the basket, leaving his feet and dealing it outside, is Ty Simmons. He was contacted underneath the basket on the floor. The foul's called against John Ingram, his first, team 6th. And the Falcons retain possession underneath their own basket. Rowe on the inbound. Bounces it to Miller on the right wing against Gaylord. One-handed bounce pass underneath. Widner back out. Miller drives after a crossover to the right side. Kicks to the left corner. Pump fake. Penetration. Back outside. Rowe off the mark with the 3 this time. It's off the right side of the rim, but Widner with the offensive board. To the right corner. A lot of time to shoot for Ty Simmons, and he buries the 3. 48-32. And the Pacers, with 6 minutes to play in the first half, bring it up the floor themselves to Gaylord on the right side. Dials up the 3. It rattles in and out. Quick possession for the Pacers. Widner the rebound. Goes forward. G.J. Bradshaw puts up a layup from the left side. Some contact there. No call, and it misses off the far side. Tyrell the rebound. Gaylord to the right wing. In transition. Ingram. 3. Good. 51-32. The lead is back to 19 for William Peace with 5 minutes, 44 seconds remaining, and a timeout called on the floor. John Ingram, 8 points for the freshman on the Gaylord assist. That's his second. And the Pacers are 9 of 15 from three-point land. 51-32 with 5:44 to play in the first. Last time these teams met, it was 118-113 in favor of William Peace. That was without Trey Bryant for the majority of the contest, and he's in double figures, contributing in a big way despite his struggles at the free throw line. 11 points, 4 rebounds, and a block to go with that. The freshman from Burlington, North Carolina, DJ Bradshaw for Pfeiffer, inbounds it to Gabe Miller as the Falcons bring it up the floor. Quick pass. Avington in the left corner. Back up top, Miller swings it around. Driving from the right wing, a pass floated underneath to Widener, and it's pulled in by Jason Dudley, the steal. Gaylord on the outlet, center of the lane, kicks out to the right wing, pump fake, gets his man in the air. Ferguson inside the three-point line, puts up a long 2, and it rolls from one side of the rim to the other. Rebound goes down to Pfeiffer. Pass batted away. Gaylord comes away with it, dribbling through traffic, and it's saved from going out of bounds on an impressive play by Gabe Miller. So the Pfeiffer now with it again. He goes streaking down the side of the floor. and is met by his defender, Mikhail Gaylord. A whistle slows things down as Gaylord's second is the team's 7th. And Gabe Miller will go to the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1. Meanwhile, Kyle Ridley checks back into the contest. DJ Bradshaw back out for Pfeiffer. Miller to the free throw line. Puts it off the front of the rim. Paul Dunlap gets the rebound after one bounce and hands to McLean all alone in the front court. Lays it up easily with one. 53-32. The count as the Pacers lead it by 21. Miller, top of the circle. Ridley, 4:45 to play. Ridley drives left side, dumps it underneath to Widener, who floats it up with his left, and it rolls in to bring it back within 19 for the Falcons. McLean into the front court, gets a high screen from Dunlap, fires up the three, and it's in from 22 feet. 56-34. Quickly now, Pfeiffer on the other side, a spin and a layup attempt by Simmons off the front of the rim and boarded by Dudley. Pacers now with it. Pass forwarded, Ferguson to Dudley. Has it poked away from behind, and it's pulled in by Ridley. Looking forward, he has Avington in the left corner. Pass, three, in on the line drive shot from Avington. 56-37, still 19 points the difference in favor of the Pacers. 4 minutes left in the first half. There's some quick action in this one. An exciting game in the Herm. McLean dribbles through his legs, drives right side, and floats it up with body contact to bank it in for two. McLean has 7, and it's 58-37. Avington catches on the right wing for Pfeiffer. Drives and goes back out to Miller. Handoff on the right wing. Avington gives to Ridley on the left side. Hesitation, pulls up a long three, and it ricochets off the back of the rim. Ferguson the rebound for the Pacers at the baseline, and he streaks into the front court. Then slowing things down with a bounce pass to Trey McLean, nearly stolen away by Gabe Miller, but McLean using his body to retain position. High screen from Dunlap, 3:13 to play. Pacers ahead by 21. McLean on the right wing, catches from Ingram against Ridley, steps back, driving with his left, floats it up. It's rejected by Ridley and not quite pulled in at the top of the key. Pass forward, Avington, easy right-handed layup. Some confusion as the shot clock went off. And Claude Shields didn't think that Pfeiffer had possession as the shot clock went off, so play should have slowed down. Meanwhile, on the other side, Ingram drives from the right wing and is fouled on the floater attempt. It's against Nolan Widener. And a timeout on the floor before Ingram shoots a couple of free throws. 2:42 to play. It's our final media timeout of the first half here at the Herman Athletic Center. 58-39. The score in favor of William Peace with 2:42 until the break. John Ingram shooting free throws for the first time this evening, exiting the final media timeout of the first half. 2 minutes, 42 seconds remain here at the Herman Athletic Center. Pacers ahead 58-39. Yes, you heard that right. It's not quite halftime. Ingram with 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting. He's 2 of 2 from beyond the arc. Sends up his first of 2 free throws, and it rolls in off the front side of the rim. Very good free throw shooter in his first season for William Peace. shooting 79%. Second of two. Rolls around the rim, but then finally decided to fall through as he checks out after going 2 for 2 in that trip. 10 points now for Ingram. He's the third Pacer in double figures. Joining Tyson Sellers is 17 and Trey Bryant's 11. Gabe Miller on the left wing for Pfeiffer on the other end. Fakes a pass overhead, gives to the right side. Ridley back to Miller. The three, up and in. Rolls in off the backside of the rim, 60-42. Gaylord forwards it to Kennedy. They pull back and give to Gaylord at the midcourt logo. He had punched away from behind, and it's in the hands of Kyle Ridley. Behind the back dribble as he enters the lane. Floats up, gives a pass in midair to the right side, and a three from the corner by Ty Simmons rolls in, and a whistle in the backcourt will give it back to Pfeiffer. Or correction, it'll be William Peace basketball, and they said that Trey Bryant was not out of bounds at the baseline to throw it in. So instead, it just slows things down. Gaylord, a bounce pass to the top of the circle as he enters the front court. Sellers catches, gives with one touch to Bryant at the top of the key. Out to Don Tyrell, open for three on the right wing, and he buries it. Pfeiffer with a pass forward. Left-handed layup attempt by Simmons. And he's fouled by Don Tyrell, the call will go. It looked to me as if Trey Bryant was a little more responsible for the contact, but he gets away without being charged with what would have been his third foul. Tyrell's first is the team 8th on the Pacers, 63-45, and Tyjarek Simmons goes to the free throw line. Simmons' first is up and off the front of the rim. Back of the rim, rather, for his second free throw miss. 1 for 3 from the stripe so far today. As Simmons, an 84% shooter on the season. He averages 10 points per game, making his 12th start of the year. His second is up, and it rattles through to make it 63-46. Pacers with it now in their front court. Handoff on the right wing to Ingram. Line drive three off the front of the rim. Rebound attempt had to be saved from going out of bounds. Dunlap catches it and has a second chance for the Pacers. Misses on the layup attempt, but draws a foul as it'll be called against Gabe Miller, his second. And Paul Dunlap goes to the free throw line to shoot two. His first trip to the stripe in this one today. Dunlap had a huge game, a season-high 18 as he steps up and buries the first. Had a season-high 18 points on 7 of 10 shooting in 22 minutes on that January 2nd matchup in which the Pacers won 118-113. Dunlap's second free throw is off the near side of the rim and batted toward the corner after an over-the-back foul by Jason Dudley. So we'll walk it all the way to the other side of the floor following Dudley's foul, and it results in free throws for Pfeiffer. Evan Fauché to the stripe. That's team foul number 9 on William Peace. Dudley's first, and Fauché steps up to the free throw line for the first time today. 3 rebounds, no points on the board quite yet, as he sends it off the right side of the rim, and it's pulled in the far corner by Paul Dunlap. So just the one attempt for Fauché. Gaylord, top of the circle. Stutter step, drives left side, kicks back up top to Sellers. Driving to the left of the lane, floats it up, falling away. Short on the layup attempt, but another foul against Gabe Miller. Well, there was body contact by Miller. Instead, it was charged to Avington on a swipe from the corner on the help defense. And Tyson Sellers goes to the free throw line, where he is 6 of 7 so far this evening. His first is up and drops in to give him 18 points on the evening. He's now 7 of 8 from the stripe, looking to improve his already stellar 85% shooting mark from the line this season. 64-46, Pacers lead by 18, make it 19 as Sellers goes 2 for 2 in that trip. Trey McLean in for Mikhail Gaylord, so the backup point guard now in for William Peace. Taylon Rowe in for Gabe Miller. Rowe has been on fire from three. Ridley sends up a wild mid-range jumper. It's off the right side of the rim, and Rowe trying a rebound attempt, bats it away out of bounds to give it back to William Peace with now under a minute to play until halftime. 52 seconds and ticking downward, 20-point Pacers lead. 66-46 to Sellers on the right wing. Chest pass underneath. McLean on the block. Doesn't like it. Gives back up top to Sellers. Hesitation. Drives right side on Avington. Short on the layup attempt as he weaved his way through traffic, and the rebound goes down to Pfeiffer. And they'll slow things down. Ty Jarek. Simmons to run point guard. Has it on the right wing against McLean. 6-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. And a foul offensively charged to Fauché as Simmons drives to the left side of the basket. And it gives it back to William Peace. Clock stops at 20 seconds remaining. So the shot clock turned off. Sellers out. Trey Bryant in. And as a matter of fact, Bryant replacing Dunlap. Sellers replaced by Don Tyrell. So now it's Bryant and Trey McLean in the backcourt. Clock starts 16, 15 as McLean crosses midcourt. 66-46, the lead for the Pacers. McLean dribbles to the right side of the offense. Some screens off the ball, trying to free up a shooter. 5 to shoot for the Pacers. Crossover, McLean gives left wing. Tyrell for three, it's in, and that's the half. Don Tyrell hits his second three-pointer of the contest. The Pacers are 12 of 19 from deep, and they lead it 69-46 at the break and are on pace to score a whole lot of points. That puts them at a 138 pace for the contest. They scored 118 last time against Pfeiffer in Meisenheimer and took that one by a 5-point deficit. They lead it by 23 at the break. 20 minutes of basketball to go. We'll get you set for that here in just a bit. Pacers 69, Falcons 46. It's halftime here at the Herm. Almost time for the second half to start here on the Pacers Sports Network. As at the break, it is 69-46 in favor of William Peace with the Pfeiffer Falcons in town. 12 of 19 from three-point range. And Kyle Ridley, who is the conference's leading scorer at 26.5 points per game, has 0. He had 38 the last time these two teams played, and William Peace has held him scoreless. He has contributed in some other ways, 5 points and 5 assists, but 0 for 5 from the field for a guy who shoots among the better percentages in the conference, just under 60%, and again, nearly 27 points per game as Pfeiffer triggers it in from the far sideline. They now shoot at the basket to my left, and they're all blacks with yellow and white trim. Gabe Miller gives to the left side. Josiah Avington back to Miller. To Avington on the left wing. Miller cuts to the left corner, catches and shoots, but it's off the near side of the rim and rebounded by Don Tyrell. Outlet goes to Mikal Gaylord for William Peace to the far corner. Camden Ferguson, pump fake on a three, drives. Don Tyrell, top of the circle, and he buries it. He hit the buzzer beater to take us into the half and gets the scoring started on the other side. Ridley drives to the left of the basket and gets his first bucket of the evening with a pretty easy layup to make it 72-48. Ingram crosses through his legs, floats it up with his right from the right side for the Pacers. Has it knocked away on the rebound attempt. Miller pulls it in. Ridley catches, goes up, but Bryant there well defended, and he forces a strong miss. Gaylord the rebound, and the Pacers now with it, but from behind, Gaylord has it stripped away. Ty Simmons with a shot rejected, pinned to the backboard even. And Trey Bryant had an awkward landing as it rolls out of bounds at the baseline following the block, his second of the evening. And Bryant, who after 12 minutes, the first time these two teams met, rolled his ankle and saw about a 2-week break from being able to play again, is quick back up to his feet and seems to be okay. Inbound pass to Pfeiffer. They swing it around left side. Widener catches on the left wing, fires up a three, and hits it nothing but net. 72-51 to Tyson Sellers on the left wing for William Peace as they enter the front court. Sellers looking underneath, floats it up to Bryant, back to the basket against Widener. Pump fake, gives outside on the left side. Sellers short on the three, and Miller grabs the rebound for Pfeiffer. Floats it toward the left side of the offense. On the wing, Simmons driving, dishes backward. Widener again, same spot, misses the three this time as it wedges between the rim and the backboard. Rebound goes down to Gaylord, and he jogs it into the front court. 18:08 to play in the contest, 72-51. Tyrell from the right corner gives on the block underneath the defender. Bryant goes under Kyle Ridley, whose arms were outstretched in an attempt to block, and banks it in for two, and a timeout called with 17 minutes, 57 seconds left in the second half. 74-51, a 23-point lead for William Peace, as Trey Bryant now has 13 points to go along with 4 rebounds, a couple of assists, 2 blocks. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 from the field. Others in double figures for William Peace. Tyson Sellers leads all scorers with 19 on 4 of 7 from the field, including 3 of 4 from 3 and 8 of 9 from the charity stripe. Pacers have used 10 players, 9 of them in the scoring column. Pfeiffer has used 13, as they are so prone to do, but the scoring just simply has not been there, despite the fact that they're shooting 42% from the field. Well, I'll take that back. The scoring, of course, has been there. They average right around 100 points per game. And they're at 51. They're just not scoring quite at the level that William Peace is, playing at their own pace. Pacers shooting 56% from the field. They're 13 of 21 from three. That's 62%. 18 minutes left in the contest as Pfeiffer brings it up the floor. Ridley on the inbound pass to Gabe Miller, who dribbles it across the timeline. High screen from Widener. He penetrates to the left side. Hand off to Avington on the wing. Stutter step and Avington drives, but contact on the floor committed by Don Tyrell. And it's team foul number 1. Second personal on Tyrell. Inbound pass from underneath their own basket. Pfeiffer gets it to the top of the key, swings it to Ridley on the right against Ingram. Screened by Widner. He dribbles to the left, gives to Miller. Pump fake on the 3. Crosses to his left, gives in the corner. Simmons' 3 skips over the cylinder and is pulled in by Bryant as he and Widener both went up with it. Outlet to Gaylord, and the Pacers now with it. Give and go. Sellers to Gaylord. Floater off the near side of the rim, and a whistle blown underneath the basket on the rebound attempt that will keep it in William Peace's possession because Kyle Ridley charged with the push. That's Ridley's first personal. Gaylord on the inbound pass, oncoming from underneath the Pacers basket. And Pete Shuck, the head coach for Pfeiffer, is upset, displaying his displeasure. Inbound, swinging around to the right corner. Pump fake and a 3 made by Tyson Sellers. Again, he has 22. Credit Ingram with the assist. That's his 4th. Handoff, Ridley, top of the circle. Quick three-pointer make for Pfeiffer, and it's 77-54. 17 to play. Sellers catches on the right wing, drives, dumps it underneath. Tyrell banks it in and draws the foul. Tyrell with the hoop and some harm to give the Pacers a 25-point lead with just under 17 to play. He'll go to the free throw line to try and complete the 3-point play. Tyrell yet to take a free throw so far this evening. About a 75% shooter from the stripe in his first season with William Peace. Widener and Simmons off the floor prior to, as Sabb and Rowe retake the court for Pfeiffer. Tyrell tosses it up and it's in. He has 12. 80-54, and he checks out in favor of Jason Dudley, who has 6 rebounds for William Peace. Driving. Miller weaves his way through traffic, has the shot rejected, and it comes back to William Peace. Sellers into the front court against Miller. Crosses him up at midcourt. Drives to the right side, gives to the right corner. Ingram, who just got the block, drives baseline, spins and falling away, banks it in off the high glass, 82-54. Ingram's jumper gives him 12 as Ridley has it knocked away, trying to penetrate on the other side. It rolls out to the left wing. Caught by Sabb, he gives back to Ridley on the baseline, who stepped out of bounds trying to drive against his defender, Trey Bryant. Good defense by the Pacers. And another Pfeiffer turnover. That's Ridley's second TO, the 8th turnover as a team for the Falcons. 16 minutes to play. Pass to the top of the circle. Ingram, jab step to the right, drives left, goes through his legs a couple of times against Rowe. Spins and goes up with his left and is fouled pretty lazily by Rowe. Ingram will go to the free throw line to shoot 2, but not until after the first media timeout of the second half. 82-54, a 28-point lead for William Peace. 15:55 to play. exiting the first media timeout of the second half. Pacers 82, Falcons 54 here at William Peace University. John Ingram to the free throw line to shoot 2 for the second time tonight, as he's already 2 for 2 from the stripe and shoots about 80% on the season, his first in a Pacers uniform. His first of 2 rips the bottom of the net and makes it 83-54 in favor of William Peace. Just under 16 minutes to go as he dials up his second. It rolls in. The freshman from Charlotte now with 14 points. 30-point Pacers lead, their largest of the day. Handoff, Rowe gives to Miller for Pfeiffer on the other side. Avington to the left side. Ridley fires from the wing, and the three-point makes to make it 84-57. All of a sudden, Kyle Ridley has 8 points here in the second half alone. Conference's leading scorer. He was held to 0 at the break. Sellers, stutter step, drives right side, and is fouled on the layup attempt as he falls past the baseline, gives a thumbs up to head coach Claude Shields to indicate that he's fine. And will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Foul charged against Taylon Rowe. That's number 3 on him. 4th team foul of the second half for William Peace, or excuse me, for Pfeiffer, as William Peace's Tyson Sellers misses his first free throw attempt. That's just his second miss of the evening. He's 8 for 10 from the stripe, shoots 85% on the season. Cam Ferguson back in with Trey McClain. Gaylord and Ingram out for the Pacers. And Sellers buries his second of 2, now 9 for 11 from the free throw line. Sellers with 23. Pfeiffer on the other side. Josiah Avington sends up a line drive that rolls in from the top of the circle, falling away for 3. 85-60 with 15:05 to play. Pacers now with it. McClain on the right wing. Floats it on the block to Trey Bryant, and he bounces it in off the backboard. Managed to get position underneath his defender, Kyle Ridley, and makes it 87-60. Handoff on the left wing to Hank Connor, the sophomore, for Pfeiffer, who just entered the game. Dishes back out to the perimeter, and a pulled-up 3 by Ridley with a hand in his face. Nothing but net. It's back within 25 as Sellers and Ferguson execute the give and go. Sellers didn't even leave his feet on the layup attempt. He was falling away and floats it up in, nothing but net. 25 for Tyson Sellers. Ridley catches. He now has 11 in the second half alone. Has caught a spark. Hands off. Rowe on the right side. Dials up a 3, and it's off the far side of the rim. Ferguson gets the rebound, and a quick outlet to Trey McClain with 14:07 to play. 89-63. Pacers ahead. High screen from Bryant. McClain still with it. Dribbles to his right. Bounces to the corner. And Tyson Sellers will pull back toward midcourt to reset the offense with under 14 minutes to play. He's against Connor. Bounces, top of the key to Trey Bryant. Sets a screen. Left side, Sellers, catch and shoot, the 3 rolls in. Tyson Sellers has 28 points for William Peace. He's 5 of 6 from deep. Avington, a quick 3-point shot, misses off the front of the rim on the other side. Sellers the rebound for William Peace. Pulls from the left wing, it's in! Have a day, Tyson Sellers, 31 points, and he's 6 of 7 from beyond the arc. 95-63, a 32-point lead for William Peace, which is their largest of the night. You probably could have guessed. 13 minutes, 26 seconds remaining. And Sellers has caught absolute fire. He's 8 of 11 from the field and 9 of 11 from the free throw line. The Pacers now are shooting 16 of 24, hitting exactly 2/3 of their 3-point shot attempts. Sellers has a lot to do with that, but Don Tyrell Jr. is 3 of 3. John Ingram is 2 of 3. Cam Ferguson is 2 of 4. Trey McClain is 1 of 1. Trey Bryant is 1 of 1. And Mikal Gaylord is 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. 5 for the Pacers exiting the timeout. They lead it by 32, 95-63. Still 13 and a half minutes to go. Their 5 are Trey McClain, Don Tyrell, Camden Ferguson, Jason Dudley, and John Ingram. As they retreat back into the defensive position. Gabe Miller across midcourt for Pfeiffer. Hands to Connor, top of the circle. Another handoff, Avington back to Miller. Still dribbling through his legs, lost his handle as he's defended by Don Tyrell. Gives back to Ridley, and that's an easy solution. Ridley fires up the 3 and drills it nothing but net. He all of a sudden has 14 points. Miller's 6th assist on that 3-point make. 95-66. Under 13 minutes to play now. Ingram with it on the right wing, gives left side. Ferguson to the corner. Don Tyrell wide open for 3. He's 4 of 4 from deep as that one funnels through. 98-66. It's back to a 32-point lead. Handoff to Sam, who goes up and under an arm of a defender to bank it in from the right side. Nice move to bring it back within 30. 98-68 with 12:25 to play as McClain, defended by Avington, gives it to Ferguson on the right wing. In the paint to Dudley, back outside. Ferguson covered up by Connor. Dribbles back toward midcourt. Directing traffic, bounces to the corner. Tyrell looking underneath. Bailed out by McClain. 5 to shoot for the Pacers. McClain drives right side against Avington. Waves the ball around in midair and nearly gets the layup to fall from the right side. Board goes to Pfeiffer. Handoff to Connor. He penetrates. Gives to Sab in the left corner. Picked up his dribble at the block. Back out to Connor on the left side against Tyrell. Puts it on the floor to the right and gives up to Avington as the Pfeiffer Falcons swing it around the perimeter. Back up top, Avington. Couple of pump fakes. John Ingram all over him. But Avington drives and puts up an awkward shot, underarmed with his right hand to draw contact. With 11 minutes, 41 seconds remaining, as the foul is charged to John Ingram, his 2nd personal, and the 2nd team foul on William Peace as we enter the media timeout with under 12 to play, 11:41 to be exact, and it's a 30-point Pacers lead, 98-68, putting on a show here at the Herm. Pacers ahead by 30. Free throws coming up for Josiah Avington and the Falcons of Pfeiffer. With 11 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in this contest, Pacers have won 3 of 4, looking to make it 4 out of 5 tonight, leading into their senior day game against Averett. On Saturday, as Avington sends up the first, but the foul was on the shot. Everybody seemed to think that they were going to be able to rebound. His 2nd of 2 goes up and in, as Avington, a 77% shooter, from the stripe this season. Quick one-pass three put up by Ferguson from the left corner off the near side of the rim. All the way to the other side it goes. Pfeiffer with the rebound, and Avington misses the three. Don Tyrell with the rebound, and an outlet to the far sideline. Sellers streaking down the floor, pulls back beyond the arc, gives to Tyrell, and they swing it around to the right side. Ferguson looking underneath. Chest pass to Sellers, left wing. Nobody on him. He fires up the three, misses off the left side of the rim. It's tipped up in the air and pulled in by Connor. Full court pass and a layup missed by Avington. But Ridley on the tip-in follow attempt misses, but is fouled by Trey Bryant, who cannot believe he was charged with the personal. That's Bryant's third. He's a very expressive player. And responsibly receives an explanation from the official that made the call. Still doesn't quite believe it, but Ridley's first of two free throws is up and in, nothing but net, 98-70 with 11 minutes exactly on the clock. Kyle Ridley now with 15, shooting his first free throws of the evening. Shoots 73% from the stripe. His second rattles through. He averages 27 points per game, had 38 the last time these two faced off. Sellers dribbles into the front court, has it knocked away, stolen by Gabe Miller. One-handed pass to the right side. Three is long for Sabb, and it bounces high off the rim and over top of the backboard, which is out of bounds, to give it back to William Peace as the clock stops at 10:48. 98-71, bounce pass on the inbound by Tyrell, intended for Gaylord. It's smacked away and out of bounds. And a timeout called by Claude Shields at the helm for William Peace in his 7th season. The only head coach in William Peace men's basketball history. Wants his team to collect their thoughts as Pfeiffer looking to press defensively from here on out, you would imagine, and try and pull this back within striking distance. 98-71. A 27-point lead for the Pacers with 10 minutes, 48 seconds remaining. They've scored a lot of points, and there's a lot of time left for them to score more. They put up their season high of 118 on Pfeiffer in a Meisenheimer for their first game of the calendar year 2019. So now the inbound pass with more full court pressure. Received by Gaylord. He hands off to Tyrell at center court. Give to Sellers. Picks up his dribble, bounces it forward. It's stolen away. Connor comes away with it with Pfeiffer. To Avington. To the left wing. Ridley's three is short and boarded by Cam Ferguson. Floats it up on the far sideline to Gaylord, and they're going to clear space. Gaylord spins at midcourt as Sabb took a stab at the ball. And Gaylord bounces it off of Sabb. He was double teamed and trapped by he and Avington in the front court. Sellers out, Trey McClain in, presumably for some enhanced ball handling for William Peace. The backup point guard in as well. Cam Ferguson checks out. And in comes John Ingram. Gaylord receives at the top of the key, gives right side, McClain on the wing to Tyrell in the corner, fires it up, way long, air ball sails over the rim. Ingram comes away with it, trying to save it from going out of bounds, and it's reeled in by Josiah Avington. Forwarded the pass to Sabb. Fakes a pass to his right, gives back to Avington on the left. Pump fake against Tyrell, gives to Connor on the left side, who dribbles, and then back out to Avington. They go with the three-point shot attempt after a bounce. It's rebounded by Mikhail Gaylord to Trey McClain on the left wing, but he took a step on a fake pass to his left before taking off toward the basket, and the traveling violation gives it back to Pfeiffer. 9:45 left in the contest. 98-71. Pfeiffer with a handoff to Avington. Then to Connor at the midcourt logo. Reels it in with two hands, gives to Miller, drive right side. Miller nearly has it swatted away. McLean was up there to get it, but swiped and missed as it banks in for two. 98-73. Gaylord a handoff to Ingram on the right wing. 9:20 to play. Pacers with it, swinging around to the right side. Gaylord on the wing against Sabb. Gives back toward midcourt. McLean back to Gaylord. Looking underneath for Bryant. Drives and bounces it to the left corner. Ingram open, pulls up at the free throw line, and it rattles in and out. Bryant scrapping for the rebound, but he can't come away with it. Connor has it in his hands. Bryant on the floor. Ridley, overhead pass underneath. Back out. Miller for three. Thuds off the front of the rim. Avington the board and the follow, and a foul charge to Don Tyrell, who was standing statue-like in his way. So Avington puts it off the bottom of the rim and gets a couple of free throws with 8:52 to play. 98-73 the score. Pacers still ahead by 25. Avington, a 77% shooter from the free throw line this season, averages just below 12 points per game. Fires up his first of two, and it's off the right side of the rim and out. He has 9 today, so looking to reach double figures with one of these. Tyrell, McLean, Bryant off the floor for the Pacers. On come Jason Dudley, Paul Dunlap, and Tyson Sellers, who has been scorching hot. 31 points for the Pacers' leading scorer. Avington second rolls in to make it 98-74. Inbound pass goes to Sellers for the Pacers, and he gets it to midcourt to Mikal Gaylord. Back to Sellers on the far sideline against Sabb. Slick one-handed pass in the lane to Dunlap, who kicks it back out to the perimeter. Sellers, top of the circle. Gets a high screen from Dudley, fires up the three off the back of the rim, but a rebound pulled in high by Dunlap, and he dribbled it once and then took a little hop, a bunny hop, before passing it out to the perimeter, charged with the traveling violation to give it back to Pfeiffer, who brings in a new 5 players onto the floor. Tristan Rodriguez, the junior, in for the first time tonight, joined by Ty Simmons in the backcourt. On the other side, Evan Fauché, DJ Bradshaw, and then Blake Smith hiding away in the corner to set up for a potential three-point shot. Rodriguez dribbles to the left wing, hands. Hand off to Simmons at the top of the circle. He drives left side, back up top. Rodriguez, catch and shoot three, and buries it nothing but net. Not bad for his first minute of the contest. 98-71, 21-point lead. Gaylord dribbles through traffic, splits the double team, bounces underneath to Dudley, who's wide open for the layup. 100 points for the Pacers. They lead it 100-77. And as Simmons drives toward the basket, he can't come up with the basketball because he's tied up by Mikal Gaylord to force the jump ball on the other end of the floor. Gaylord, a bit of a limp as he makes his way back to the huddle for the under 8 media timeout. 7:50 on the clock, 100-77 the score. William Peace with a 23-point lead. Out of the timeout, William Peace basketball. Mikal Gaylord, Tyson Sellers in the backcourt as Paul Dunlap inbounds it. to Sellers, and then on the far sideline, Gaylord has it back to Sellers as they make their way closer to midcourt. Sellers picks up his dribble, gives left to Gaylord, trapped as he crosses the timeline, bounces it forward, tossed up into the air, and reeled in by Paul Dunlap. To the right wing, John Ingram fires the three above a defender, and it's off the front of the rim, rebounded by Bradshaw, and here comes Pfeiffer into the right corner. Simmons passes up on it, gives to Rodriguez on the wing. Dribble to the free throw line as he goes behind his back and gives back to Bradshaw on the left side. Back to Rodriguez, catch and shoot. Thuds off the front of the rim for three. And Dudley squeezes the board for William Peace. Quick outlet to Gaylord, who streaks all the way to the other side and just misses the layup off the front side. Simmons the rebound in similar fashion. Gets to the far end quickly, gives to Bradshaw, who misses the layup, and the rebound goes down to William Peace. Under 7 minutes to play, 6:50 and ticking downward. 100-77, Pacers lead it by 23. Gaylord stopping at midcourt to run the offense for William Peace. Dribbles to the right wing, gets a high screen from Dudley, steps back behind the three-point line, thinks better of the shot, gives left side to Ingram. Up top, Sellers catches. Sends up the three. It's off the left side of the rim, and the rebound comes down to Pfeiffer. That's Evan Fauché. Outlet to Rodriguez. Clogged up in traffic as Pacers quick to get back defensively. And Fauché misses the layup, or rather Rodriguez misses it off of the Fauché pass. Pacers with it. A pass to Ingram on the right wing. Penetrates, kicks it backward to Dudley. Layup off the mark, but a tip in from the left side. Paul Dunlap gets two, and it's 102-77. Simmons from the right wing. Drives, hesitation, and is fouled. It's committed by Mikael Gaylord. 5 substitutions for Pfeiffer, and then a new 5 for William Peace as well. It will be Trey McClain at point guard, Don Tyrell, Maurice Kennedy, Camden Ferguson, and Trey Bryant. Inbound pass goes to Gabe Miller on the right wing. He drives and draws contact from Don Tyrell, going up sky high for the block attempt. And Miller will shoot a couple of free throws after Don Tyrell's 4th personal foul, team 6th on the Pacers with 5:55 to play. Miller 0 for 1 from the stripe so far today. Sends up his first of 2, and it rattles up a high bounce above the rim. Scary, but falls through the net to make it 102-78 as Gabe Miller, a 46% free throw shooter, hits the second as well to bring it within 23. Ferguson catches in the front court for William Peace. Hands off to McClain. Through traffic, McClain drives and gives left side on the wing. Bryant wide open for the three. His second attempt from deep, and it skips off the far side of the rim. Pfeiffer with it. One pass. Avington. High jumper and a line drive. Falls through the bottom of the net for three, and it's just a 20-point game now. Trey McClain streaks down the near sideline and is fouled at midcourt for the Pacers. It's team foul number 5 on Ty Simmons' first personal for Pfeiffer. So Trey McClain will trigger it in just in front of the scorer's table here. Josiah Avington, after that three-point make, has 13, and it came off of Kyle Ridley's 7th assist. He's turned in quite the line after a scoreless first half. Ridley with 16, 7, and 7. Gaylord stops at the midcourt logo, bounces it to the elbow. Bryant gives to the left corner after a double team. Ingram's three skips off the back of the rim, and a rebound scrapped for by Trey McClain. Back to Ingram on the left wing. Pacers with a new shot clock. 5:05 to play. They lead by 20 to Gaylord on the right side. Against Simmons, high screen from Bryant. Drives left, kicks back out to Ferguson, but it's stolen away in stride by Sabb. And Ferguson gets an arm on him as he's trying to ride his hip up the floor. So Sabb draws contact and will shoot 1 and 1. Ferguson's first personal is team foul number 7. And Coach Shuck of Pfeiffer insisting that that is an intentional foul of some sort. But Ferguson was just trying to keep up. 20-point lead for the Pacers. Sabb to the free throw line. He's 1 for 1 so far today. Hits his first, so he'll be rewarded a second. 8 points now for the sophomore guard from Goose Creek, South Carolina. 4:51 left to play. That draws it within 19 all of the sudden. As his second misses off the back of the rim and is batted toward the corner, reeled in by Avington. Gets to the top of the circle. Ridley to the left wing. Sabb fakes a pass left, dribbles to the right, crosses through a few defenders, puts up a layup attempt, but it's off the bottom of the rim. Sellers the board. Bounce pass all the way down the floor to Trey Bryant, who can't get his man in the air, goes up anyway and puts it off the bottom of the rim to Ridley on the other side. Steps between traffic and lays it up softly for two more. And it's within 17, 102-85. McLean to the top of the key. Ingram back out. Sellers for three. It rattles in and contact, but no call. Sabb and Sellers both hit the floor. Simmons on the other end. Hesitation, floats it up off the top of the glass, but it's off the near side of the rim. Sellers, meanwhile, tries to cash in on another three, and it's off the back of the iron. High rebound, seemingly pulled in by Trey McLean, but a foul called on the board as he tried to gain position on Kyle Ridley. The foul will give it back to Pfeiffer. It's team foul number 8, second personal on Trey McLean with 3 minutes, 54 seconds remaining. A 20-point Pacers lead has us at 105-85. Here at the Herman, game 1 of 2 on the evening. The women welcome North Carolina Wesleyan a little bit later. Tyson Sellers is now 7 of 12 from 3. He has 34 for William Peace. He's one of 4 Pacers in double figures, 15 apiece for Trey Bryant and Don Tyrell, and then 14 for John Ingram. Those two have really groomed themselves into very good USA South basketball players. Could have been assumed that that would be the case eventually at the beginning of the season, but a lot of screws being tightened up by William Peace as we head into conference tournament play here in a couple of weeks. Ridley to the free throw line for Pfeiffer, exiting the timeout 1-1 because it was team foul number 8 as he sends up the first and buries it, nothing but net. 73% shooter on the season. Ridley now with 19, second of 2. Rolls in and makes it 105-87. 18-point lead for the Pacers. Inbound pass goes to Tyson Sellers at the far sideline. He bounces it across midcourt. McLean, one touch, and then to the left wing where Ingram pulls it in. It's batted away. Knocked by defender Miller, but ruling is it was last touched by Tyson Sellers. Quick physics lesson would tell you that that is a rare possibility, but it's given back to Pfeiffer. Miller dribbles within the three-point line, gives to Avington in the corner. His three-point shot skips over the cylinder, and Sellers now pushing the tempo on the other end. Gives to Ingram, right side. Pro hop as he drives baseline, and it rolls in and out, but Ingram fouled. We'll get a couple of free throws for William Peace with 3:28 to play. They lead it by 18, 105-87. The lead has been as large as 32 points on the evening. And Ingram goes to the line with 14 points. He's 4 of 4 from the stripe so far tonight. His first of 2 up and in, giving him 15, meeting the mark of both Don Tyrell and Trey Bryant, his teammates. Ingram shooting 80% from the stripe this season, dials up the second and hits it nothing but net. Back to a 20-point lead, 107-87, 3:28 to play. Miller rolls it all the way into the front court before he picks up and gives to Avington, whose three-point shot attempt is short. But he's fouled by Jason Dudley, who was a little too aggressive on the contest. And Avington will get 3 free throws. Second on Dudley, 9th team foul for William Peace with 3:23 to play. Avington, a 77% shooter, dials up the first, and it's in. The second of 3 free throws now on the way as it's 107-88. Avington rips the bottom of the net with it, and substitutions as Ziske comes in to replace Connor for Pfeiffer. Jason Dudley checks out with 2 fouls. And back in comes Trey Bryant. Avington makes good on all 3. And it's a 17-point Pacers lead, 107-90. McClain to Sellers. Back to McClain in the front court with momentum. Kicks back to the left wing. Sellers pump fakes on the 3. Drives and in traffic. Banks it in from the left side. He had to use 2 hands as he was bumped by Miller defensively. 109-90. Pfeiffer with it. A lot of space for Ridley to shoot. He pulls up for 3 at the top of the circle. It rolls off the left side of the rim and is knocked away out of bounds. Ziske was there for the rebound, but Trey McClain the last to touch it according to the ruling. Ziske to trigger it in from underneath Pfeiffer's own basket. Overheads it. Outside the 3-point line, Ridley drives right, pulls up from 10 feet, puts it off the back of the rim, no good. A couple of hands batting it away, trying to gain possession, and it goes out of bounds in the near corner. Last touched by Pfeiffer. And a William Peace inbound pass given to Don Tyrell. He gets it to Tyson Sellers. Full court pressure from Pfeiffer against Miller. Sellers clears out and makes his way across midcourt. Half-court trap try now as Sabb joins the party. Overhead pass to the top of the key. Ingram down low, a wide open Trey Bryant flushes it with 2 hands. 111-90 the score in favor of William Peace. Sabb, a deep crossover on his defender. Tyson Sellers pulls up from 15 feet, and it rattles in. Those two have been fun to watch go at it against one another today. Sellers tosses it to the far sideline as it's caught by Trey Bryant. A high arcing pass. Bryant reels it in, and Sabb pushes to force 1-and-1 for Trey Bryant. That's his 4th personal foul with regard to Craig Sabb, that is, the sophomore guard. And it's the 7th team foul on Pfeiffer as Bryant steps up to the free throw line. Bryant 2 of 5 from the stripe tonight, but he hasn't shot one in a while. That's his first of the second half. It's up and rolls in to make it 112-92. Back to a 20-point lead, 2:10 to play. Pfeiffer players having to be reminded just how much movement they can have from one side to the other as they're lined up for the free throw. Bryant now with 18 points. 3 of 6 from the stripe, sends up his second of 2, and it rolls in. 66% shooter on the season, makes it 113-92. Miller breaks the press, gives on the right wing. Ridley's 3, rattles in and out. Rebound down to Ziske, and another 3 attempt after a pass to Sabb on the left wing as it sails over the hoop and is rebounded by Sellers, moving across the floor. Pro hop in the lane and has it stolen away. Ill-advised play leads to an Avington 3-point shot attempt, and it's off the far side of the rim. John Ingram goes up for the rebound, but a holding against Kyle Ridley on the rebound attempt. Trey McClain charged with the personal foul. That's his 3rd. And Ridley will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 as Pfeiffer is in the double bonus with 1 minute, 43 seconds remaining. 21-point Pacers lead, 113-92 to 92 as Ridley, with a bend in the knees, sends up his first, and it rattles in. 20-point difference. Sellers checks out, Cam Ferguson back in. Between the two of them, they've hit 9 of 17 threes. 2 for 5 for Ferguson. Ridley with 21. Tosses up his second of 2. And it rolls in off the right side of the rim. Quick inbound to Trey McClain. Gets all the way to the baseline and moves from one side of the floor to the other, and at the far wing is knocked out of bounds, but no call on Miller for a foul. Instead, McClain steps out of bounds. Gives it back to Pfeiffer. 1:30 to play. Handoff. Ridley, top of the circle, dribbles into the paint and puts it up from 8 feet out. It's off the back of the iron. Trey Bryant falls backward and to the floor. And a whistle blown. He's called for a foul. And instead, they've changed the call. It's against John Ingram. His third. Either way, Ridley to the line to shoot 2 more. His first is off the front of the rim, but hits the backside and rolls in to make it 113 to 95. 18-point Pacers lead. Second rattles through. As Ridley in on the play to knock it out of bounds on the other end of the floor, but a foul called against Ridley, his second personal. Team 8th on Pfeiffer, and it sends John Ingram to the free throw line. Kyle Ridley still under his season average, 24 points in this one. Ingram steps up and buries the first of 2 free throws to give himself 17. 114-96. Ingram's second free throw, about an 80% shooter on the season, rolls in. 2 for 2 in that trip, as he's 8 for 8 from the stripe tonight. 1:23 to play. 19-point Pacers lead. Miller hands to Avington, top of the circle. He streaks down the right side of the lane, puts it up, and has it tipped out of bounds at the baseline, so Pfeiffer retains possession. No credit on the block as the inbound pass goes to the far corner. Miller drives from there and sends up an air ball from 8 feet out. Handoff after the rebound by Bryant to McClain is bobbled and bounces out of bounds at the baseline. Back to Pfeiffer underneath their own basket with 1:10 to play. Miller on the inbound. Covered up by McClain, sends it toward midcourt. Ridley catches, dribbles within the 3-point line, pulls up from the elbow, and it rattles in for 2. It's a congratulatory 5 from Trey Bryant, his defender, as they trot back to the other side of the floor. Inbound received by Don Tyrell. He gets past midcourt, is trapped by Avington and Sabb. One of the two commits a foul. It's charged to Avington. Team foul number 9, so Don Tyrell goes to the line for a 1-and-1. Third personal on Avington. Under a minute to play. 53 seconds is where the clock stops. Tyrell's first is up, high arcing, and falls right through. And Tyrell, with no teammates lined up to rebound, goes through the motions as if to receive high fives anyway. Free throw shooting's about routine. He buries his second and makes it 117 to 98 before checking out of the contest. John Ingram joins him on the bench as well. Tyrell with 17 is replaced by Maurice Kennedy. Paul Dunlap in as well as Jason Dudley. Trey Bryant checks out also. Ziske catch and shoot 3 from the right corner quickly on the other end. Makes it 117-101. 40 seconds to play. Pass to Camden Ferguson, back to Trey McClain as the Pacers cross the timeline. McClain receives it from Kennedy at midcourt against Avington. Drives right side, has it poked away as it skips out of bounds at the baseline and in the corner. No foul call as Avington reaching around from behind. Claude Shields expressing that Might have been the correct call. Inbound pass bounced on the block to Jason Dudley. And he locks arms with a Pfeiffer defender. There were a couple of guys there as the clock stops at 29.6 seconds. It's charged to Blake Ziske, his second personal, as now both teams in the double bonus. And Jason Dudley goes to the line to shoot 2. His first free throws of the evening, as his first rattles off the right side of the rim. He's had a great contribution with 4 points, 11 rebounds to lead the way for the Pacers in that category. His second up and rattles in. Pacers winning the rebounding battle by 16 boards. Miller catches and shoots from the right wing, buries the 3 on the other end, and it's within 14, 25 seconds left. McClain receives the pass and is fouled immediately. So we move to the other end, and McClain will get a couple of free throws. This has been comfortable pretty much the entire way for William Peace. But remember, this lead was 32 points at one point. Pfeiffer has done a good job chipping away at it and progressing toward what is now a 15-point deficit after McClain hits his first free throw. He has 8 points. That's his first attempt from the stripe tonight. His second is in as well, 2 for 2 on the evening. 9 points for the senior. Miller, hesitation, drives right side. It rolls off the right side of the rim, but the board and putback attempt draws a foul for Kyle Ridley, who will go to the free throw line with 16.9 seconds on the clock. Jason Dudley charged with the personal. That's his third. And Ridley with a chance to add to his total of 26 points. He's 8 of 8 from the free throw line. 10 rebounds, 7 assists to go with that. He's turned in an impressive stat line this evening despite being held scoreless in the first half. First of 2 is in, now 9 of 9 with 27 points. Ridley makes it 120 to 105. The second funnels through, and it's 120 to 106. 10 of 10 free throws. Kyle Ridley. Inbound pass batted away and out of bounds. Last touched by Miller of the Falcons. So it goes back to William Peace. Jason Dudley checks out of the game. Don Tyrell in, and he will assume duties on the inbound pass from the corner, but not until after a timeout called by Claude Shields and the William Peace University Pacers. 120 to 106, 16 and a half seconds left on the clock here in the second half as the Pacers try to close this one out. With those couple of free throws, Kyle Ridley over his season average, 28 now against these Pacers, as the inbound pass for William Peace goes to Maurice Kennedy, who was running back toward the corner to help Don Tyrell, the inbounder. A couple of hands put on it by Blake Ziske, and a jump ball gives it back to Pfeiffer. Now in the near corner underneath their own basket. Pass to the corner. Avington misses on the three-point shot. Batted into the perimeter by Cam Ferguson. Another three-point shot attempt for Pfeiffer as Miller puts it up at the near side of the rim. Avington cleans up with the rebound and the basket. That makes it 120 to 108. Just a few seconds on the clock for the inbound as Cam Ferguson catches and lets time expire, giving William Peace their fourth win in their last 5 games. They got a win on Sunday against Berea, 2 in a row before the loss on Saturday. But their season high 120 points, enough to outscore the up-tempo Pfeiffer Falcons 120 to 108 as Josiah Avington's layup before the buzzer gave him 18 points, and an offensive output at which to marvel for William Peace. 120 the total, led by 36 by Tyson Sellers. 10 of 17 shooting, 7 of 12 from 3, 9 of 11 from the charity stripe. Some good efforts really all across the board. 19 points for Trey Bryant to go with his 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. 18 for John Ingram, who was 8 for 8 from the free throw line. 6 assists for him as well in 30 minutes of action. 18 points that was John Ingram. 17 for Don Tyrell. He was 5 of 6 from the field. Quiet as a scorer in the second half, but early on was 4 for 5 from three-point land. 4 rebounds to go with that as well. And otherwise, a handful of guys in single digits for William Peace. 9 for Trey McClain on 3 of 6 shooting, 4 boards, 3 assists to go with that as well. 7 points for Paul Dunlap on 3 of 5 shooting. He has actually pulled in 6 rebounds as well in 12 minutes of action. Jason Dudley, 5 points, but 11 boards in his 23 minutes. 6 for Cam Ferguson on 2 of 5 from three-point range, but he hit his first 2